It's time to revisit some Solana charts as Solana lead the market, it does seem like. And the question of the day is Solana going to outpace Bitcoin? That's actually that's how you know the market is nice right now, when you're not talking about, bull or bear, but you're talking about who's just going to be better than who. Anyways, I first caught sight of Solana because of this guy over here, Mr. Ansem on Twitter, who's just been shouting about this damn thing for a very, very long time now. Extremely well educated, by the way, and also hilarious, but he uses the N-word a lot. I'm just looking forward to the day where he notices me and he's like, yo, Krown, that's my N-word. And then I get to say, you're my friend too. Anyways, with that said, before I say anything else stupid, let's just jump right into the charts of the day. We'll start off with Solana over here, and I need to go get my food in the background, so one moment. So I wanted to start off with this first chart here on the 4-hour time frame for Solana, just talking about the short term, as I think it was last week we looked at it, kind of asking the same question, and we were looking at a short-term pullback based on the Oracle Pro here, as there was a nice buy signal down around about $22, which was resolved over here during this more recent consolidation on Wednesday, Thursday at around 40-ish, yeah, 40-ish. Then, a day later, or sorry, a few days later, sorry, maybe this is a week later. Wait, Friday? Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, sorry. No, this was resolved over here on Friday, and then, yeah, this one was on Tuesday. More recently, there was yet another, in this case, strong buy signal. This one just took off after that. So I am waiting for another closing signal on this one. But ultimately, short term, it does look like this one has maybe a little bit more to go as the higher term timeframes really do show the way, which we'll get into a second. But before we get into that, I do want to go over the range statistics. Of course, when we go over, or as we should have gone over on Friday, Solana does have the most bullish closers, or the most positive closures in its history, meaning that all of the dailies combined, 62.5% did close positively. Saturday, however, is one of the least good for the Bulaws. In this case, actually, it is tied for, no, it is a second last. Good one, as we do see, it does have about 39.5% probability to close positively, but despite that, it's one of the most, it's among the most volatile days. On the days that it does close positively, it does return an average of 3.5%. On the days that it does close negatively, returning or a negative 2.22%. So, thus far, I think we've actually already seen this one come down maybe a little bit more than that. Let's see. What have we seen thus far? Holy shit, man. This looks like nothing on the chart, but it's literally a 5% move. Oh my God, no wonder people love altcoins. These things move like crazy. It does just look like a pullback to me, to be fair. And of course, going off of the open, if we were to see the average play out, it would be closing maybe somewhere around about 55.5 to the downside. And if we do see the upside estimate occur, then we'd be looking at about 3.5%, which gives a range at around 58.5 to $59. So I do expect that this one probably has at least one more push. I'd be looking for that next closing signature over here, like I did say. And from there, we can get into our next charts over here. So I want to go back on over to Solana. And then we'll get into the question of the day, is Bitcoin, or is Solana going to outpace, or continue to outpace Bitcoin, I should say. 4-hour time frame, I do notice that there is going to be some bearish divergence building here relatively soon. Does Solana get one more push before that? I do think so, actually. I do think so. But I really want to go over to the bi-weekly time frame. So now we're going to be talking about the very, very high term time frames here. And this is where I think the picture becomes a lot more clear, as we do see that Solana has many things going for it, technically speaking. First off, it's coming off of the lowest volatility it's ever seen for the longest time. So this move is not, it's not like, it's not even overdone or even close to overdone, as you can see right here. In terms of volatility on the biweekly time frame, 27 percentile right now. On the weekly time frame, how high is it? It's not even at 50 percentile. Just put things in perspective. Like, this rally on the higher term time frames can go on for a good amount more time before it does reach its next major high. Now, we also do see that the biweekly RSI, many drives of regular bullish evidence come off that last low, and we do see that the biweekly jewel is continuing with its upside curvature. Got a continuation signal here on on the last period, and well, it's just continuing from there alongside DMI support. So, this is overall good. Now, I do see that in the more near term, it did break the 50% retracement. Very, very important at about $46.50. It might come back down and retest there at some point. Definitely possible. But ultimately, I'd be looking for the next major area of interest for this particular one at about 70 or somewhere just above $70. So from where current price is to that next major region, that would be almost a 40% move, which is, in my opinion, significant. And I think from there we can just go into Bitcoin as Bitcoin, does have something relatively comparable in the sense that it had this big breakout over here, and likely does reach somewhere around the 618 fib here as well. It's just in line with that April breakdown of 2022. But just measuring from where this where this week closed to that next major area, that's like a 5% move. So we're talking about like significant. We're talking about degrees difference here of severity of move basically. And I do think that Bitcoin, again, does have some more upside here as well. Whoops, wrong button. If we do check out the bi-weekly volatility, I mean, it's curling off of some of the lowest levels it's ever seen ever. Weekly time frame, same thing here too, not even at 50 percentile just yet. So, these moves likely do have more to go on the higher term time frames. And the bi-weekly jewel also getting a continuation signal right there. And actually this one's going to be fresh. It's not going to be closing this week, but next week actually, all supported by DMI. But also of interest for Bitcoin, just specifically here, maybe we'll go into more detail on this on a different video, but the silver cross did occur on the biweekly time frame, or is occurring on this current period. We haven't seen one of those in CME since ever, basically. But if we go over here to spot price action, what was the last time we saw something like that? It was actually coming off of the April 2019 lows. Not the best time or everything, or not the most history of anything that we've seen. I mean, the other time that we saw it was back on over here when Bitcoin was trading like $400 before it went to $20,000. But generally speaking, going to be a good thing. Going to be essentially solidifying about $29,000 as a major base for Bitcoin long term. So. Yeah. Anyways, moving on now. Now that we've gone through that, we can go back on over here. We can go check out the 4 hour for the Oracle on Bitcoin as well. It did actually fire off another buy signal. It looks like on Tuesday. Again, this one's still going strong. So I would say I'd be mindful of the next the next closing signal here. But for now, still looking like it's good to go. It is starting to give some signals, however, that this rally strength is waning in the short term. Again, I want to really bifurcate my analysis here between the short term and the long term. Short term for both Bitcoin and Solana, maybe one more push, but the move is getting pretty exhausted here. Higher term timeframes do have more to go. It does look like a good amount more to go, especially in Solana's case. Anyways, now that we've gone through that, I do want to get into, what else did I want to get into? Just referencing my notes. Yeah, okay, so let's now go look at Solana versus Bitcoin. So specifically answering the question, which I think we've kind of already answered, but looking at Solana versus Bitcoin, the same Oracle, this one's been working really, really well in this pair right here. Yeah, fair enough. But looking at the range statistics, again, Friday, one of the most bullish days. Saturday, not as interesting, I would say. But actually, I should bring it over here. Let's map up some areas of interest for these. And I think last we looked at it, I was looking somewhere. Okay, I don't know what all these damn lines are. Let's get rid of them. I was looking somewhere around this region at 0.0016. It is dangerously close to that region as of right now. And that's about at the 618, so that's a little bit higher, actually at 0.018. I would actually just make a nice little area of interest there. Something like this. And that's at the point where I'd probably be looking for, Solana to go into a more prolonged consolidation. Doesn't mean that it won't move higher versus Bitcoin more longer term, but I'd be looking for it to give up ground versus Bitcoin if and when it does reach into this region right here, somewhere close to it. You can see right now it's basically at the 50%. It's actually not a bad pullback area either. Let's see, do we see anything else of interest for a pullback? Actually, yeah, 4 hour time frame again, going to be showing potential for bearish divergence right there. That is a 4 hour time frame. It is relatively shorter term time frame. Daily time frame still good. 2 day time frame still good. 5-day time frame, still good. So I'm inclined to say that, short-term pullbacks just likely lead towards more higher lows, and this one does march its way up a little bit higher before its next major correction, if you will. 5-day time frame already also about to get the silver cross of destiny right there too. Really, only way to change around this analysis is if we saw Sol versus Bitcoin go back down below 12,000 satoshis. That'd be kind of my line in the sand. But for right now, short-term pullbacks very likely lead towards higher lows and continuation overall. This still looks pretty damn good to me. Long term, let's see what the monthly looks like. Speaking of long term, yeah, still looking for this one to go generally higher. I'd just be looking at this next major region around this area here as a good sort of consolidation region. If I can zero in it a little bit better, that'd be great. There we go. This area right here, great area for consolidation. Above there, things get really fucking crazy for this one yet again, and it can. We'll talk about it if and when that does happen, but it can really move after that. But for now, Solana, one of the better actors, or the best actors actually in this market. Long term, that likely continues. Short term, there's going to be ebbs and flows, especially around this area right here, I suspect. And in the very short term, probably good for a pullback, maybe over the weekend. But long term, Solana actually very interesting here. Anyways, we can end this one on Bitcoin for the HPDR. As always, like to reference this indicator. We do see something of significant interest here. The daily did close above the 50% of historic returns range highs yesterday, and is now using the 50% of historic returns range highs as kind of like so far a bouncy region. Next range high coming in at just below $40,000. So, anywhere within this region right here is kind of fair game. We do see that HPDRO directional volatility starting to creep up there yet again, and just volatility itself did expand a little bit here. Not really getting anything of significant interest, suggesting that we haven't seen the move just yet. But where would I switch around on Bitcoin? Where would I start to say, hey, this is not continuation, this is reversal, at least on the short term? It would have to come back down below Thursday's low, 35,540, that spike low that we did see. And then at that point, it wouldn't necessarily be bearish on the higher term time frames for me. I would just be looking for a greater consolidation range to emerge, probably playing down to $34,000, setting a base there. But for right now, still going to be favored in the upside, actually, as crazy as it does sound. But, when you put things into context, it's not that crazy. Why is it not that crazy? Because Bitcoin spent 6 fucking months going sideways within the same damn range. And now it's had 1, 2, 3, working on 4 weeks of expansion from that range. Yeah, okay. That's not super crazy when you start to think about it, I suspect. So a little bit more of a nuanced analysis here between short-term and higher-term timeframes, but I hope all of that made sense. I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off. Of course, I should let you know the good old chill over here, where you can find the range statistics and the Oracle Pro. You can find them at the Chart Prime link, the affiliate link in the description below. Of course, it's a referral link. Should let you know that, and you get several other indicators, also the Jewel Light actually as well, and a few other ones that they are currently in the midst of making, which should be ready by end of month, is what I'm being told. So that's going to do it for me. I want to wish you the best of the best as always. The best of the best as always. There's going to be a lot of changes coming to the Krown app and just the way that we do things near the end of the month as well, which I think a lot of people are going to be very, very happy with. Basically, I want to really start to bring a lot of things into collusion with each other, so that there's just insane amounts of value for very, very reasonable and low prices, which I think is right now the time for this market, just because things are moving. There's a lot of opportunities, and I think that some of these tools, especially the automation tool that we do have, are going to be. They're going to be, well, in my humble opinion, they're going to be fucking awesome, because, well, I've been using it for almost a year now, and it's been fucking awesome. So I think I'll leave it right there, man. And also women's. And with that said, as always, wish you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.